Hey guys, welcome back to Just Piddlin Barbecue. Today we're going to be doing a smoked meatloaf. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I know that I haven't done a video in a pretty good while, a couple weeks maybe. Last weekend I was at Bristol Motor Speedway up in Bristol, Tennessee. I go to that race just about every year, and so I didn't do a video last weekend. It was a good time, really cold, really wet, but still had a good time. Had a Marine buddy come up or come down from Illinois, and my buddy Smiley, he was there with me and stuck it out with me. Had a good time, and I met a old friend for the first time. I say that because it's a YouTube buddy that I've known for a couple years now. We've kind of interacted back and forth a little bit on YouTube, but I got to meet him for the first time. He lives about 10 miles away from the track, and that's Fetty over at Redneck DIY, so go check him out. Had a blast meeting him. I wish I could have stayed longer. Anyway, today we're going to get back to doing videos, and I got a lot of stuff going on today too. Yesterday I rebuilt the pump on my pool. I couldn't ever get a pool guy to come fix it, so I just did it myself. So I took it apart, put new seals in it, rebuilt it, put it back together, and it's working good. Now I've just got to get that green slimy fish pond turned into a clear, inviting swimming pool again. So I'll be working on that today while the meatloaf's cooking. But let's get to the meatloaf. What I've got here is 2 pounds of ground chuck, 1 pound of Johnsonville's Italian sweet sausage. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it together, and we'll go from there. All right, I've got my ground chuck here, and we're just going to put it in this big bowl. This is 80/20 ground chuck. Set that to the side, and then we're going to go in with 1 pound of Johnsonville Italian sweet sausage, ground up. And I like this Italian ground sausage. It's really the sweet Italian brats without the casing, and I like those. All right, we got that in there. Now we're going to go in with probably about maybe a ½ cup of ground chopped up parsley. I chopped it up just a while ago. I figured I would spare you from watching me do that. I have 1 probably medium sized chopped up or diced up jalapeno, seeded, deveined. That's going in. And again, with your meatloaf, you can add anything that you want to add. It's your meatloaf. I have 1, these were kind of small, small diced up yellow and red bell pepper. That's going in. Make sure I get all that out. All right, right here, about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. That's going in. 1 cup of seasoned breadcrumbs. These are regular breadcrumbs. If you have panko, you could use those. But this is seasoned. It's got kind of an Italian type seasoning in there with that. I'm going to add a couple of shakes of Worcestershire sauce. Okay. And 2 beaten eggs. All right. And that's pretty much what we've got for our mixture. And I'm going to season it with a little bit of Grilla Grill's AP rub, all-purpose rub. Now this has got some nice seasonings for beef, chicken, pork, everything. But it's also got some nice sugars in it. And I don't want that, I'm kind of going for that sweetness today. I want to use this for the seasoning, and then also I'm going to use the Sweet Baby Ray's for a glaze on top, and that should work really well with giving me that sweet barbecue flavor. So now we just roll up our sleeves and start mixing all this in. And the biggest thing is you want to incorporate that sausage with the beef so that everything is distributed evenly. So once I get this incorporated, I'll bring you back. All right, I've got it mixed up nicely, as you can see. Now don't skimp on this, don't rush it. I mixed it pretty well by hand for about a good 5 minutes, because you really want to make sure that this stuff's incorporated. If it does look a little dry, what I did was I added a few more spritz of Worcestershire, and it come together pretty good. Now right here I've got 2 disposable loaf pans that I've lined in plastic wrap, and it's just going to make cleanup easy. And I'm just going to start loading these up with my meatloaf mixture. Now I don't have too many meatloaf fans in the house, so I'll be cooking a couple of chicken breasts today as well. But I like meatloaf. My mama made meatloaf a lot when I was growing up. She put ketchup on it. Put what you want to put on it, but today, because we're doing it on the pellet smoker, I'm going to use Sweet Baby Ray's on top. Use your favorite barbecue sauce or ketchup or whatever you want to use. And this is actually by request. I'd been thinking about doing a meatloaf, but just had not done it yet. And then one of my subscribers, Earl, he asked me if I'd ever thought about doing a meatloaf on the smoker, and I said, well, actually, Earl, I have. And thanks for requesting it, and I'll make sure to do it this weekend. So this is for you, Earl. I got a busy day today, but we got to eat anyway, so might as well make a meatloaf for Earl. All right, so I'm going to just pat these out really well. You don't want to just mash them down and make it really dense, but you want to get them packed out pretty evenly, and that looks pretty good. All right, now that I've got these in my pans, I'm just going to kind of fold that saran wrap over the pans and then put them in the refrigerator for about an hour. I'll go outside and start the smoker. I'm going to be cooking it on my Grilla Silverbac pellet smoker today. I'm going to be using LumberJack Hickory pellets, and I'm going to go on about 250 degrees. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take. I'm figuring about 2.5 hours, and we want to go until the internal temperature is 160 to 165. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator, go out there and get my pellet smoker smoking. All right, guys, so here's the meatloaf. It's been in there about an hour and 15 minutes in the refrigerator, and I just took it out, and all I did was pop it out of that tinfoil pan that I had it sitting in. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of the AP rub and put it on the outside. Just a little nice coating. And then we're going to pop it in the grill. Cleaned out my grill, cleaned out and replaced the tinfoil. Right now we're running at 265, but I've got it set on 250, so it'll calm down once I close it up. Set it right there in the middle, and we're going to close it up and let it go. LumberJack Hickory chips, Hickory pellets, 250 until internal 160. Alright guys, I just reached 160 degrees internal temp. I pulled it off, put it on the cutting board. I let it rest for about 5 or 10 minutes. Now we're fixing to cut into it and see what we've got. Still piping hot. That end piece looks like it's got my name on it, because I like the crust. Let's see if we can get another piece here. Sliced up nice. Boy, that's hot. There we go. Nicely cooked meatloaf. Juicy, moist. Now the biggest thing, let's see what it tastes like. Again, I got to go for that end piece with the crust on it, with the Sweet Baby Ray's. Let's try it. Great flavor, great crust on it. I really get the ground Italian sausage. And that was 1 pound to 2 pounds of ground chuck, but you really get that flavor. Excellent meatloaf. Seasoned perfectly. The peppers, the jalapeno, Parmesan cheese, that rub from Grilla Grills, the all-purpose rub, a little bit of sugar, Sweet Baby Ray's, can't beat it. Please give this a try. Smoke you some meatloaf, try it. I put the other one in the freezer, so I've got it for another time. Turned out great. Thanks, Earl, for the suggestion. Until next time, I'll be piddling.